Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of FYI, I am damaged. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for listening to another episode. I know it's not at midnight, but it's that's part of the topic today. It's I don't know, it's anxiety. Anxiety. I mean, it's running. If no one has experience with a podcast or they know somebody who is running one and you see them go through it, depending on what it is, maybe they're a natural with it, maybe they're not, and they're just trying to put one foot in front of the other like I am. Yeah, it's, even though it's a passion project, it is very anxiety inducing. Not in a bad way, but anxiety is always bad, but it's not debilitating, let's put it that way. So dealing with it and getting everything rolling, trying to get the right people, put out the right message. You know what I compare it to? And for all my sci-fi fans, it's like the alien, the chest buster. Like, you feel it right behind your chest plate. You feel it, a lump that's about to just fucking explode in your chest. And I guess when it gets to that point, it just, maybe it's grown to the point where it is going to start affecting you. But I don't have a history of debilitating anxiety. It's just in the moment, being older, having more responsibility, when you're in a serious relationship, in a marriage, you have kids, you have a home you have to take care of, you have family members that you need to deal with, whatever the case may be, whatever is on your plate, that it just takes more time, more resources, more of your mental energy, physical energy, spiritual energy. It just pulls on that, and it twists it. And somebody asks you something, somebody asks you for something, somebody asks you to do something, and it feels like a lump in your chest, a lump in your gut, and it throws your brain into a tizzy. You feel this rush, this wave, and not in a good way. And yeah, I just had one of those moments today. But it's mainly podcast related. It's mainly wanting to make sure, I stay on message, wanting to make sure that I start putting it out there, making sure that the people who I want to have on, and not just to fill space, not just to put out an episode, but I see the value in people's journey, in people's situations, in people's strengths that they want to share with people. And sometimes this has had an issue with someone who I really want to get on, a very charismatic person, someone who will touch on a topic that I haven't touched on, and we had to reschedule. And wanting to get more people, wanting to get a variety. When you're dealing with something like this, you have to lean on your resources. You have to do your best to go with what you know and who can help you, and just the people around you. That's how it normally starts. It's always with the people you have, the resources you have readily available, before you start branching out to the unknown, and hopefully to whatever. That growth, it's tough. It's growing pains, especially when you know you have a good idea, especially when you know you have something that it's not a selfish type of deal, it's not redundant, it's not something that you find that it's cookie cutter, and going, having a weekend to decompress, to travel, shout out to Boston, had a wonderful time there, and, stayed at a nice hotel with the family, kids played in the pool, we had a good time, had some other family members come over, just, hey, come through, jump in the pool, and, wife had a good time, kids had a good time, and, I'm happy that they did. And, it's on the ride back, just having, a long discussion with my wife about, ideas for the podcast, how long is it going to be, are we doing seasons, and this, all that stuff came up. Had a good offer from, an old college friend who works, for a city agency, and, just to be out there doing summer, what do you call those? Just being out there to the public and having a booth out there and, trying to get that going, and so much things, and on top of all the everyday things. So yeah, sometimes they say doing something you love, which I turned out, I fucking love this. Love talking to people, love picking people's brains, love pulling out the message that I want to get out and to help other people. But having that all out there, doing that, putting things in motion on top of, everything else, it's work. It's a lot of mental lifting. It's a lot of stress, a lot of planning when you just want to, sometimes I want to come home. It's the, summertime. I come home. I want to start cutting the grass. I want to start, I just want to relax. And, when it's a really good day, sunny day, hot day, maybe grill, get the kids out of the house, and you get home, nothing gets done. And you're like, fuck. And you try and plan for it. And, when you plan, God laughs, as the saying goes. And I guess I'm a fucking comedian because he's laughing all the time with me, But listening to the podcast I listen to, I'm a grandkid to these podcasts. And meaning a lot of people have come out with it, those that stuck with it, which is, I think, true. The message is just, be consistent. Put stuff out there. Who cares if you fuck up? Who cares if, you have a bad episode, or people just don't get it, or people let it affect them the wrong way and don't bother to hear the person creating this, what the message is. I can take offense to it. I can have it rub me the wrong way, but fuck that. I believe I'm putting it out the way I want to. I want to keep this going out there. And you can't be on message with everyone. You can't do that. That's, I'm letting that go so it doesn't affect me. But a lot of the things that kind of, I guess, bring on the anxiety is, I didn't think this was gonna work. I didn't think it was gonna be appealing. Maybe everybody that knew me and I asked if they want to listen to it, and they do, they were just being nice. So somebody could tell you, don't doubt yourself, don't put yourself down, or all this type of stuff, but it is going to happen. And to those people that told me that, thank you. I'm not disregarding you trying to give me advice to get me out of some little semi-spiral, But, my wife knows all too well, and I'm glad I can vent to her. I'm glad I can let her know that, look, this is how I'm feeling sometimes. But I go through my feeling, I write it out, and I express it. That's one of the things that helps me with the anxiety. That's one of the things that, helps me get it off my chest. Just, breathe, deal with it, and do what I can to understand that, I have something good here. But as with anything, whatever you have that's good on your plate that means the world to you, whether it's something you're doing, someone you have, or whatever, you have to work at it regardless of where it goes sometimes. It's real easy to just let something fly away than just keeping it there, but keeping it there, not chained up. I have to put in the work. Other people have to put in the work. And no one sees that. No one sees the work that gets put in there. But people want that work, that effort to be acknowledged. And I'm no exception. It can drive me fucking crazy that, how hard what I do, it just doesn't get acknowledged, or it doesn't get seen by other people. But then I don't know if it's just a little bit of ego stroking or whatever, and it being acknowledged helps certain people if it's coming from the people that matter to that person. Husband to wife, wife to husband, parent to child, whatever, good friends, that they see more than what's on the outside. They see more than just the basic shit. They look at you, they see everything about you. So they tell the differences. They know that something's up, good or bad. They address the bad, they help work on it, and they praise the good. Hey, you're smiling more, you're laughing, you're just have a general good disposition. And they love it, and it lifts them up, and they notice it, and they say something. How hard is it? Why is it so hard for somebody to say, you know what? How good you're feeling makes me feel good. I'm glad you're feeling good. I'm glad that, you're making me feel good. And, let's have a good day. Let's keep it going. Let's make good memories so that when the bad time comes, we know we can lean on each other because we had the good times to reflect on. But when nobody has that, it weighs on them. It weighs on them, and when they do have good feelings, when they do have good moments, it doesn't last. It doesn't last. They see it as temporary rather than trying to just keep it going. You have to have somebody foster that goodness that comes to your way, even if it's rare. A lot of people are not happy for whatever reason. Maybe I could be a little bit too sensitive, and maybe I need to work on that. But why call out somebody's sensitivity when, if you call out them being happy and that it makes them happy, maybe that does the opposite effect. Approaching them positively helps them grow that positivity, helps them get rid of that anxiety, helps them feel like, I don't have to feel this way all the time. Let me focus more on what makes me happy, who makes me happy, what makes me happy. And if I don't have anything that makes me happy, what can make me happy? What can I do? There was a lot of things that I tried. There was a lot of things that, it was just too much work. It was just too much effort. It was just too much of me pouring in all my time and resources to see if it'll make me happy, and don't get shit from it. And then I was able to just think about it, and now I know what, makes me happy. Well, I know what I can do that, just makes me want to grow as a better person, that helps me realize that, these little bullshit habits, these little bullshit things that come up that's so negative for my body, my mind, my heart, that I can fight it better. And anxiety is one of the things that has been hitting me so hard with dealing with the podcast. It's just, I'm able to fight it better. I'm able to understand that, if I put in the work, if I put in all I can to this, even though I'm doing it not in a full-time way, I can still get enjoyment from it. I can still get fulfillment from it. That's a cherry on top, but the main thing I want to do with it is to help people. Help people like myself who didn't have anyone with the same type of insight that they have of themselves, of other people. And rather than just point out the bullshit, point out the good. I've had so many, just closed-minded motherfuckers in my life that would rather point out the bad than say, yeah, I know about that bad shit, but what about that good shit? Point out the stuff that, hey, that's some good shit you're doing. Check the bad shit. And just... Hey guys, thanks for taking the time out to listen to my podcast. Just want to let you guys know, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. With everything you need all in one place. Listen, I was able to do this very easy. Anchor has the tools that allow you to record, edit your podcast right from your phone or the computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a lot more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, it's free. Please download the Anchor app. Go to anchor.fm to get started. Take it easy. FYI, I am damaged. Grow. What did you learn from it? What did you learn from the bad shit that's going to help the good shit? And don't just sit there fucking hyperventilating and thinking you're a bad person, thinking that this is who I am as a person. No, fuck that. That's not ingrained in you as a person. I hate that I feel anxiety, but it's a part of dealing with all the stuff that comes in your life. When things come up and up and up and up, and you get more things and you do more things, there's nothing wrong with having things, but just know that the stuff that you have that's precious to you, you hold on to those, and whatever is not precious to you, you let that shit go. And you see the anxiety just start floating away because it's one less thing to worry about. One less thing. They say, closed mouth doesn't get fed. But you know what? A closed mind doesn't grow either. I'm far away from having a closed mind, but one of the things that just restrict the growth of a mind is anxiety. That you're just staying there, to the point of, just fucking hyperventilating and how am I going to handle everything that's on my plate? What you handle on your plate that you get anxiety from? How do you do it when you have a fucking meal? Bite by bite. Handle your anxiety on your life plate, bite by fucking bite. Whatever you don't want to eat goes in the garbage. I'm learning how to do that little by little. It's helping me manage myself a little better. It's helping me manage the damage I'm doing to myself in every fucking facet imaginable, mentally, physically, in my heart, in my soul, everything. I don't rely on, I can take little lessons here and there from the people who I think are really in tune with knowing about life and about situations and about, wanting to better themselves. I really hate those that just are outwardly trying to help people, but, I can't explain it. It's something in me that can see through a lot of bullshit from people that are trying to go to fucking guru status to help people. It's like, no, fuck that. Keep it real. Let people know that you can heal yourself because you're working on yourself, because there's certain parts of your life that are shit. There's certain parts of your life that, you're the fucking asshole. You have a shitty disposition sometimes. And it's like you go into a room, you shit on the table, and then you tell people, hey, how's everybody doing today? And leaving everybody with a sour fucking face because of your mood and your attitude. And that's happened to me too. Other people have set me off, other people's attitudes, other people's way of thinking that have a disregard for, they have a selfish disregard for everybody else and, want to be the swinging dick in the room. And I see that I'm not as I was then as I am now. And like now I could just laugh it off and understand that, certain people are going to be the way they are. You're going to see their face, whatever they're going through. They're going to wear that emotion on their face. And I would let that get to me. I wore my heart on my sleeve. I've always trying to be helpful. And then I just got it that, certain people are just going to take that and rip it to shreds. They're going to want to feed off of that and just leave you with nothing, all types of shit. All types of shit that if you don't have the mechanisms in place to deal with someone that just takes more than they give, even if they don't give at all, I'm better able to deal with that now. I know for the most part, I know what is, more important to me. And, my sanity is insanely important to me. Because when you go home and you take all that crap with you, it's not good for those around you. And, I've given it, I've taken it, and, I would only take that type of shit from, the true people that I love. But it comes with a little caveat. If you're taking shit from somebody in whatever form or fashion, that's the person you're working it out with. That's the person that you have to help be a better person, because maybe they help you be a better person. There's certain people that you have to help get through that. But not when it's at an abusive level. You have to know when to draw the line. And you have to know that, but you have to recognize that if they're doing their best to revert from how they're feeling, or they're working on themselves, and they're doing it to be a better person, but they have their slip-ups. Everybody has their slip-ups. If you're not understanding of that, then why have people in your life? People are gonna be, little yo-yos, but if they're strong enough to work on it and make those changes, people do have the ability to change. People do have the ability to be better. But you can tell that if they have if you in their eyes, if they're constantly fucking up, but then you see the good, the changes that are coming through. It just takes time. We live in a time where we want everything to be so quickly done. If you didn't do this within a certain amount of time, what the fuck is taking so long? Who knows when? Nobody has a clock on when things can be done with a person's mentality, physicality, spiritually, whatever. It's ready when it's ready. A person can make themselves better and see it through, and then maybe you're the person that helps them gets better faster. You're the person that helps them just understands it quicker and appreciates it more, and they just feel that it's worth doing, and it just accelerates the process. A team gets better when they practice together, not when someone is doing it alone. If they're doing it alone and they're doing it at their own pace, then it's gonna be at a slower pace than it would be if you have that group mentality, that team mentality, even if it's a team of 2 or more. And then it shows. Better people make better people. And if everybody recognizes those that are going through something, that or just doesn't have a fucking funny disposition or sunny disposition, whatever, if they're around people that understand that and can show them, hey, look, there's another side to just thinking this way. Hey, look, let's go do some more stuff, some more fun stuff. And little by little, that makes a better person because they have better people around them. And that takes that anxiety away of, who am I as a person? Who are the people that I have around me? Are they helping me? Am I helping them? Are we guiding each other? Are we making ourselves better so that we show the children around us that we have together, making them a better person? Because it's all for them. Those are the parents that are listening to this. Understand that they see everything even though they don't say anything. So watch what you say around them and show them through example. Show them through, through trial and error. Talk to them. See what they say. Apologize for what for what you said around them, and let them know that, hey, people go through shit, and this is why. I've been doing that little by little. I've been, being a little bit more apologetic, knowing that, letting my kids know that, look, it's not weak to, say sorry for what you did, even though you did something that you didn't really agree with. Get a little more in touch with your emotions. Don't lash out and all that. And it's tough for me. It's tough for me because, not having people around me that were really in touch with their emotions at a young age. Everything's reactionary. Everything is, you gotta wait so long and let time pass. Time does heal, but what if they're gone? What if somebody who you had issues with passes and you never resolve that? You have to imagine that you can resolve it with them, but that's all in your head. That's all something that you construct in your mind just to make yourself feel better about it, when you could have just went to them and, I feel this way. Like, we got to talk about this. I felt this way. You made me feel this way, or I think I made you feel this way, and let me know and we'll talk about it. I love you. Let's get back to that good space, because there's no space to get back to if they're not there or you're not there, and they're left wondering, well, that's permanent. Where we left this relationship off at, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a family relationship, cousins, brothers, sisters, all that stuff. I have to deal with that too within my own family. It's very tough when you're not connected to people you consider, blood. And that makes me wonder it, But then again, it's how do you approach that? Yeah, you can just straight up approach it. But who's to say that they're ready? But then again, if you put it out there, maybe they'll start working towards getting ready. So yeah, I wish I had somebody on, wish I had a nice little interview, but considering the Easter weekend, and hopefully you guys, everybody listening, had a good Easter. Just wanted to share my thoughts, doing what I said, being consistent, and just, doing some self-therapy and getting it off my chest. And, I feel good about it. Just thinking it through before I got everything lined up to discuss. And, I do feel better about it. I do feel that, I can continue to work things out. May need to do it in a more professional manner. And, just seeing how it goes. But, I love doing the podcast. I love putting this out for you guys. I love the responses. And by all means, if anyone there has anything to say, questions to ask, people to recommend, I am reaching out to more people. I want to have more guests. I have certain people lined up for certain topics, and I'm just chomping at the bit just to get it out there. I love just putting my headphones on, thinking about the situation, thinking about the person, about how I think the interview would go, and creating the questions, and just getting everything lined up. And I appreciate all the help from my wife / producer, RG. I love you. It's, oh man, it's just thinking about, the suggestions she would make, and the face I make with, like, you want to do what? What's the suggestion? And she must think I'm fucking nuts. But, she's been amazing. And that's something that every person needs. Like, even if it's a little, trust me, a little support goes a long way. Oh man, especially when you're creating something from the ground up, just out of an idea. Having that support, it means the world to a person. And it helps get past the stress of trying to structure this the way you want it, so that it doesn't get diluted. You don't basically sell out to, in certain ways, to just get things out there or compromise. I don't want to compromise with my vision. I don't. And every time I feel like something comes up that would make me want to compromise, then that anxiety comes back. And I stick to my guns. I say, fuck it. You know what? If it doesn't work out with a person, with a setup, with an idea, then move on to the next. And that's what I do. And it does help. It's no bullshit. One foot in front of the other. And don't stay stuck on something. If it'll happen, it'll happen. And it's been happening for me. And I just love it. I wish it was happening a little bit faster. But I'm dealing with it as it comes. So thank you everybody for listening, and for this little quick episode. Thank you. I love you guys. You have any questions, by all means, please ask. you know anybody that might be a good fit for the show, who wants to display their strengths, for to help others, by all means, please refer them and bring them my way. If not, give me their information. I'll reach out to them. I wanna hit different aspects. I wanna hit different topics. And you know what? Don't let the name fool you. Everybody's a little damaged, but if you have the strength to just tell your story on how you've dealt with that damage, then trust me, you're a perfect fit for this show. All right. So take care, guys. Be safe. Love you. And FYI, I am damaged.